welcome back to Wibbly Hour, and today we are on day 10 of our magic treasure house build. So a few things on this before we start. As you know, if you watched day 1, there was a few problems with the wiring. There was a problem with a blue wire, and there was a problem with one of the white wires, which I've kept separate, by the way. Hoping not to use that, and they're going to use that as a part of the extension wire. I do have the block here, so we are going to be using various wires today, and I have an alternative for the blue wire, and I also have an alternative for the white if we fail to complete. So I bought this whole set of different coloured wires, mainly for the Disney Doll's House, when I realised when I was finally doing the final wiring, which is right at the end, that the wire that I'd use for the Alice in Wonderland room was way too short and wouldn't reach, and I used one of these to replace it. I also used one of these in the Moonin house inside one of the appliances. I think it was the little stove, so I used it in that as well. So I do have these as a fallback. I'm hoping to get away with the originals, and I'll probably try and use Bondit to hold everything down, but you just never know. So it's all about wiring, making lights today, not wiring itself, but just making all the lights. So let me get the first lot ready. Okay, there is a lot to do. This one page comes all under one category. We're making some stairs. I have a very different way that I'm going to be doing these. We are making quite a few lights. This is where our blue bulb is going to come into play. So let's get all this separated out. We are making a light behind this, which is going with that. It's going with that. That's going with that. We are making some cogs, which are going to go with this one, I believe. Not really making cogs. You don't need to worry about greasing. This bead is for another one. Thought I'd lost it. Found it on the pipes of the radiator when I was having another look yesterday. So on day 8 I said I couldn't find it. Turned up. Going to use another wire on here. So this is going to be a white wire. And then we have these. Can't remember what these are going towards, to be honest with you. I think it's a hanging one, actually, a hanging light. I think. So it's all about the lights and stairs. Now I'm going to complete the stairs, but slightly different to what they suggest, because I think it could be problematic the way they're suggesting it, and I want to make sure we work it first time round. It might cause a headache later on, of course. We will see. And then we also have this, which is going to be a light, and this, which needs the end cut off that piece of paper. So there's a lot for this one. So this is for the blue light. So let's start the way they have us starting, which is joining our little cogs. The stairs are actually last on this. So I'm going to just use wood glue. It's not going to be holding anything, so it's no rush. Just going to put some on the main spokes of this, which is 3 on this one, 4 on this one. So just going to try and match it at least to catch some of the glue. Probably should have, now let's just smear it around a bit. I mean, it's Loctite, it dries clear. I'll be blessed. I reckon, actually, I'm going to put them on the cross of it. There you go. So it gives it a bit extra depth. Well, it's not going to do anything now, probably. I can't find Loctite wood glue anywhere, and I used to love Loctite. I have bought an alternative, and I have no, but I'm not using it yet. I haven't run out quite yet. I'm trying not to run out, I think, on purpose. So, trying to get them roughly in the middle of the spokes. Don't think it matters, really. Some of them are going to be on it anyway, I guess. But I do want it in the middle of the hole there, which is going to run wires. And then this one, I'm just going to put it where I can. Doesn't need a lot of wood glue. And then pop this to one side because we won't be needing it for a moment. I also brought the battery box with me so that I can keep an eye on that blue wire that we are going to be using, because it even felt a bit dicey to me when I was constructing it. So first things first, through on one of these I'm going to attach this blue wire. So you kind of do it afterwards and you have it lying down and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, well, it may not want to lie down, so let's get our wire out, and I'm going to attach it to the electric so I can check it all the way, and we will see. And if it doesn't work, then like I say, I have an alternative for it. It's a shorter wire though, so one has to bear that in mind. So I did label it as blue. Actually I didn't, I put tape on it to separate the wires out. So I'm going to get it wired up, so white to red, so I can test it, like I say, on the way through. And if it becomes loose or it's problematic in too many ways, then I will just do it. And I showed you how on day one I went through the wire nuts and things like that. So do please go back and see that if you have missed it, because it is an important one. People use paper, you can use paper too, they provide it, as you can see, but that's not what I'm going to do. This is gone upside down again, this camera, hasn't it? No, I had it right, sorry, moving you around now. Yeah, okay, never mind. What I need to do is need to put a tripod, put it over behind me. What I'm worried about doing that is that I'm going to roll my chair back, go straight over it. That's what I'm worried about. And this one as well. I think I left the batteries in the battery box, I think. And at the moment it works, so that's good. So what you want to do, it doesn't get you to do it this direction, by the way, they get you to put it all together and then do it, is you want to have one of your pieces of wood on here first. So let's do that. Now I haven't rubbed anything down or anything like that at this stage. If I see any really gleaming burrs, I really don't need to be using wood glue, but that's what I got to hand. So you want to put this on first. I'm trying to see, they're getting you to do it, like I say, right at the end, once it's all completed, and I don't want to do it that way. And then what you want is to go onto one of the corners. It really doesn't matter which one. Am I just being dense? Yes. No, I'm not actually. You don't want to do it that way. You want to do it this side down. Okay, time to get the other glue out. Let's get some beacon. So you have your picture going down on these. And then I'll get all the rest of them papered up. Let's get you back in. And the other wires I'm not worried about, they all worked until we get to that last white, if we have to use it. So what you want to do is you want to put it that side down so that it's flat on the inside, like so. And then we are going to go to the corner and we are going to pop our blue wire in, like so. Now because I've got all this paper in the way, it's not going to make for the prettiest of, see, it's already gone. So you can't use super glue, by the way, on wires, it corrodes it. So what I'm going to try and do is use a bit. I'm not going to be defeated yet. You want your blue part in up here, and then I'm going to hold it together, so I'm going to use B7000. It's not super glue, it should be fine. But that's what I've heard. I haven't got personal experience of this, so I'm just going to do it that hopefully it works. before letting loose. That's very problematic. And other than that, I'm going to have to go with the other bulb. You're probably not going to have this problem. It's probably just a me problem. So I'm going to hold this because I've got it working, as you can see. And hold it in place. Don't know what else to do with it really. I'm trying. As you can see, every time I take my hand off it, it stops working. Maybe I'm operating as the condenser on it or something. Okay, I've tried. I give up with that wire. I'm going to just use a blue one that I have to have and use this as an extension instead. So again, I'm just going to check that it works, but I've never had any problems with these wires, so I have no reason to think that it wouldn't. And this will be red to red and black to black, which is lovely. But I will test it for the purpose of being thorough. Just by now, and there we go. So it's not as bright a blue as the other ones are. It's much duller. Okay, but that's going to go in here. Again, going to go to the corner. It's also got a lot more covering on these. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's just a fix, literally a fix, but not a perfect fix. So I'll push that to one side for a moment. Get these all done, so they are going to go upright, remember, so that you've got the white on the back. So just going to go around here. Doesn't have to be anywhere near as much as I'm putting on. Didn't do all sides, did 3 I think. Also have a string. None of that overly, believe it or not, is going to matter that much. And again, put this on here. This time I'm not going to lift this up. Do it this way. Let's turn you off, mate. And I'm just going to have to put an extension on here, which I'll just use that. There's nothing actually wrong with the blue wire. There's a problem with the connection at the top of the blue wire, and it's just not worth me messing around with it and spending hours and hours trying to get it fixed when obviously I'm finding it difficult to do so. Most times I can Bondic something, most times. It's not like I've even done it that often. I really haven't. I am very much a novice, and I'm sure I've done something probably wrong. So again, I'm going to put one on top. And put this together. So what you're going to be doing is making a cube, and it's going to be, I think, from what I can tell, it's going to be good luck on where it joins. It joins on the smallest area of it, so it doesn't join like fully on the side or anything. It's part of. So again, one down here. Like so. And it doesn't hurt to glue that to the board, by the way, either. I don't particularly want it dangling either. Although you would think dangling is probably good actually in this case. I wonder, maybe I should do that. I'm going to bend it. Yes, you can bend wires. I'm going to do that, and then it's upright in the middle of it. And I think that'd be better because then there's less wires going to go onto the edge here. so it was less bulky. So like I say, yours is not going to look like mine. Your wire, I'm sure, will work. I don't know why mine didn't. Don't know why mine had a problem. I don't know why I had a problem with the blue one and the white one. Of all the ones to have a problem with, the blue one, you know, the one you know you're going to want to have blue. Just line them up as best you can. Like I said, I got these from Amazon, and I got them quite a few years ago, but I'm sure they must sell them. It came in a kit, it came with some plastic node things that I don't know what you do with. It also came with a little battery tester thing, which takes one of those square batteries. I can't remember what they're called, the long square ones. God, I had them when I was little. I used to get used a lot in various things then. And then you are literally just catching the edges of here to make it into a square. So I'm going to build on the base where the light is, and then we can test it afterwards. So I'm not going to use wood blue, even though I prefer it. I'm just going to go along that, literally the edge here and here, get two up. Just on the very edge. And do a little bit of glow on the side here too, so it matches up with that one. So it's like so. And carry on around, a little bit on the edge. I can do this straight on the bottom as well. And the last one will have both edges. So because of not wanting to put my hands in beacon, on B7000 rather. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. It was 2 phone calls in all, one after another. What do you do? Feel popular. I don't really run that way. Okay. There we go. And just again put it to the edge. I do have a string. And this one will pop on top, and we can have a look at what it looks like with the different wire. And like I said, I'm going to have to run an extension on here, so I'm going to have to work out how I'm going to do that when the time comes. That sits quite nicely. I'm going to push that one in a bit more so it catches. This one, 2. So I was pushing in the ones that I can. And what do we have? And that's what we end up with, a little blue cube. So that works quite well. Alrighty, so that can go to one side. I'm not sure where my greaseproof paper is that I put the wet things on, but hey. Then we will get on with doing this one. And what it wants is it wants this one to go on first. So it wants to be this direction, this one going on. So again, I'm going to use B7000 for speed. Should I cover you up then? We had snow last night, so she's very, along with a lot of people, like Midlands Way, which is where I am, had quite a bit of snow, and I don't think she knows what to make of it. I think it's the first time she's seen snow, actually, because last year we had it very early, and she would have been a baby pup, certainly before she came with me. And yeah. Okay, and then we put this one on here. We're going to go grab another light. And then I'm going to get on and do something with the stairs, which is outside of what they suggest. So then you grab another light. Again, you can stick it if you want. I'm going to bend it carefully on the wire, just so it doesn't have the glare coming through the paper. And I'm going to do it at an angle so it's roughly in the middle. I know that blue one wasn't perfect on that way. And again, bit B7000. Could use Bondic, it's not really going to be seen. I don't think I got any out of here, by the way. And then we'll put the cover on, which was that one. Something slightly at an angle, but roughly in the middle. Come on, just grab it a little. Okay, I know it's sticking up right now, but we'll be fixing that quite soon. And go on here and put the cover on. That'll be this one done. Our electric blipped last night because of the storm. Anyone else's? If you lose, if you live kind of this way, we're in the Peak District, so we definitely lost power, only for about half an hour. Nevertheless, I was not as prepared as one would think, would hope that I would be. But I kept my head. And then we have another light, which I'm not going to test because we tested that wire already. So now I'm going to do something with these stairs. So there's a couple of wood pieces. So they get you to make the stairs before putting any of this on. So what we want to do is we need to put paper on here, which I will do first. So I'm just trying to see which side they want it on. They want it on top here. Is that right? Nope. They want it behind it. Okay. So just use a bit of beacon for this, so that if I mess up, you know why. And what they get you to do is make all the stairs, make small stairs, because there's small stairs, because there's a bend to it, first with the carpet as such on there, which is the runner here, which I don't want to do upside down with this piece. And go where it touches. Not sure why it's got a cut out at the bottom there. Let's take that to the bottom a bit more then. Like so. Totally missed on the glue. Ooh, what am I going to do to get all that off? So I'm just going to go take it over that edge instead. It's not only going to matter other than the colour coming off. Okay. And then turn it over, and it should look like theirs. Like so. It's still rather sticky. Okay, then you have this piece which I will put in, which goes on here, and it's just going to clip down here. So I'm not going to do it with wood glue, I'm going to do it with B7000. Although wood glue would give a stronger bond, really, and easier if I mess it up. And it does have a light hole on it, so we are going to be putting some lights in there, which we will get to do in a moment. And then, which is the bit that they get you to do after the event, we are going to take this piece, which is our landing. Let's try and see which direction everything's going in so I can get it right. This way. Bigger hole down here. Don't want this. I want this. And it's going to go towards the front, like so. With it even at the bottom. Like this. So I'm going to get that on, which which wants to go on already. It's very nice of it. The beacon's got a strand there. And then I'm going to build the stairs with everything in place. That's my thought process. So like so. And this will go in here. Is that right? I don't think it is. I think it's more like, it is like that, but it goes back further. I'll leave it at that for now until my head gets around it. I think that's what we need to do with that. And it should be able to be upright and reasonably square. So I'm just going to square that up at the front before it fully takes. Just using my board ruler. I'm just going to pop that to one side and hope it doesn't stick to the desk. And then we'll worry about all of this later. Right then, onward. So we need to put this, almost this. We need to put a light, grab one of your white lights through the bulb here. So this wire was obviously taken, this cover was obviously taken off for testing. So I'm going to get that one through first, or not. I'm going to fold it over on itself, then it will go through. And they are beads, so they're not the biggest holes in the world. Okay, that one's through. And this one, which has like the cover still on it, thank goodness, through there as well. Okay, and pull the wire up, and it will have an overhang showing like so. Then we are going to use this one with it pointing downwards. So again, very small holes here. And this one too. Come on, you can make it, mate. There's plenty of room for you. Stop being shy. Wow. And that one goes down to there. So you can glue it. I guess I'll apply a tiny bit of glue. Don't really overly need to, because we're going to put another wire right on top, another bead even, and that's going to be one of these. And this is going to go on the side of the stairs there at that hole I showed you. So this one's definitely a tighter bead, but I think we can do it. So instead of putting it straight down, what we want to do, really, can we cut to? Okay, there we go. What you want to do is do it at an angle when I get the other one through, and you want it just meeting something like that. So just on the lip there is where you want it to stay, like so, because this is going to go against the wall on those stairs, which we'll put almost on last. Just want it to catch a little bit here. Definitely out of order on the book. This is like the last light they do. Okay, let's put that there out the way so it can be taken. B7000, you do have some flexibility, so that's good. And let's take another one. So we've done 1, 2, 3 if you include the cube. This one is going to go inside here, just inside. And I did find the bead, like I say. It was stuck on a pipe by my radiator. I mean, thank goodness in one way. I am worried about a step which we'll probably get to next time on day 11. I'm trying to think what day I'm that we will probably, come on, notice I haven't used my tweezers once yet, shocking horror, and we want that just on the end of it, and then inside our bulbs can go, so this will also give it like a blue tint, so this one's quite easy in comparison. This one, I think I've got an extra one of these out. No, it says to bring two. Why does we want two if we're only using one? Oh, we haven't used the other one yet, that's why. I'm going to use that on this part, which is the cube. You need to come back to me. I forgot about the box being still attached. But we will be having to undo that. Okay, and this one, we are going to put the wire through. There's a tiny hole at the top, you can see it there, and we put in a new one, new light wire through there. It's not that tiny. I thought it was going to be smaller actually. Strained for the eyes but manageable. It's a bit tighter actually, I think. Okay, let's get that onto that edge where there's less wire. There we go, that was a good idea. So on here, where you've got these covers, so it's going to be tight to pull through. Like really tight. Okay, so where you got here, what I did was, these are just covers, and what I did was had one where it was just the wire itself resting inside, because it is rather on the tight side. And pull that up, and have that sticking, just hanging inside there. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Well, I gathered something totally irrelevant to anything that I've built. Don't even know where that came from. Anyway, I'm missing a bag of things from the next day, so I've got to undo any models I've worked with, and I've been working with a few in the last few days to see if this little bag has slipped into something that I don't want it to be in on. And that one would be done. So I've just got it on the back there, like so. I'm going to clip this one just to hold it in place because it wants to be on the move a little bit more. I'm going to clip it actually on the bulb rather than the wire, so it doesn't have to be 7000. Okay, and then let's undo these and we'll get the next part of this done. And this one we are going to thread both through here. And the red one, these might be slightly thicker wires too. Let's see if I can get them in. I think they're too thick. So I'm going to just make this hole bigger if I can. Let's try that again. The covering on it is slightly bigger. Get one in. Goes in easy enough. Now let's see if I can squeeze another one in on the side of it. It might be too tight to fit. again, you won't have that problem. Use tweezers this time then. Round, 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 round. Hoping that I'm making a difference. Make sure I put it the right way. So you want it in upside down, I think. Can't actually tell. Upside down. Well. Okay, being you're not going to have this problem, let me struggle to do this. Well, in some ways, maybe I got off with it quite easy, because as I was trying to split this, it broke, went straight through my finger, not literally straight through, but probably just while I wasn't recording. And I'm just going to, you want to have it the bigger side next to the cube. And this one probably does need tweezers. It's my tweezers that got me, they're evil. That's just because it's thicker wire. If it hadn't been so thick, it wouldn't have been so bad. And my tweezers are very pointy, I will say. That's where I want it. This one's a bit low down. Oh. Let me marry that up then. Oh, I think we're getting there. Close enough. Then, so put them through here, which should be a lot easier, with the smaller circle at the top. Go on, you can fit another one in here, I'm sure. And this should hide the seams of the break in the bead. Probably have another one, but I'd have to go through the whole process. Everyone wants me to buy something. Don't tell me I'm going to have the same problem. Okay, black one you can go through first, because I think your wire's starting to bend on me. Come on, my friend. Don't give me such a hard time. This is not where I thought my time was going to be spent. Okay, get them through there. Okay, as you can see, I ended up separating it all. I also took a tiny bit out of this big wire for it to fit. So I am going to get this one stuck up here. It is not perfect. It's because I'm using, like I say, the wrong wires, and they are quite a bit thicker, especially when you're looking at very small holes for things to go through. So I'll put that there. It's definitely not perfect. Don't like it at all, actually. Anyway, that's what you will do. You're going to need to leave this one with me. Okay, got it eventually and it looks fine. If you look at it, sure, you're going to see an issue, but I don't think you're going to see it that much in reality. Okay, and this is the difference in the size of wires that I can show you. There's quite a big difference in thickness of it, which is why I struggle so much. Don't think you can see it, but trust me, it's there. It's like taking off this whole plastic piece would about get it the same width. Right, we are now back onto, not this, stop looking at it, move it away. Back onto our stairs. So let's see if I can work this out. Okay, bear with me. Okay, all sorted. So these ones are slightly bigger, by the way, so just bear that in mind. These are all the same. Stuff going all over the show. Right, so we want the end, which is like this, with the hole at the bottom. I think go to the bottom. Just turn the page. I'm flipping between two pages right now. It's kind of hard to tell, actually. Actually, it's not. It's going to be at the top because we want to put it through here. So, and this piece goes inside up here. So, again, I'm going to use P7000. It's slightly quicker. It does give me a moment that if I mess up, I can rectify. I mean, so does wood glue, but wood glue won't hold together quite so long. So, to put this in here, inside. So they get you to make it all up kind of separately, I guess. I'm going to have it the other way, although it's going to have a cover on it. So now I've got B7000 on my hands for sure. Okay, and then this one, we want a little bit down here. We want it to go on here. And again, I want it to stick at the top there, and that's going to give us our shape for our steps. Really, maybe I didn't press it in enough. It's possible. It can be a bit wimpy. Now you've pinged off, so what we're going to do is stand it up again. And we're going to do one to the other. Doesn't really matter if it's too stringy in the middle, because we're going to be putting boards on there. So I'll get the first 3 done. And these sit on top. So that works quite well. Well, it will when the other side comes up anyway. Like so. And as much as I don't like doing paper when things are constructed, this is, I think, the better way that I could see to do this. Back when you come. Okay. Definitely doesn't want to stay in that position, this side. Now they're all in place. All the way to the edge. I haven't seen one car venture up this way yet. I live at kind of at the top of the hill, really. I guess that explains a lot, doesn't it? You've got a little bit of snow out there. It's not much compared to my America days. This is really nothing. But the trouble is we don't have our cars fixed for it. And then I'm going to carry on and get the next few ready. And paper basically holds it together, really. I think what I'm going to do is lie on its, oh, I can't lie on its side because of that other piece. I can lie that one down. Is get them hopefully going in the right spot, and I'll find out in a minute because I can't see. I'm getting on this side right. And hopefully I'm getting somewhere close. You can see better than me probably. On the other side. It's not actually working terrible. A little bit off. Last one. Okay, let's see what we got going on. It wasn't terrible, was it? It wasn't a terrible guess where I was going. And then we ended up with those steps like so. So the only thing I'm concerned with is putting in this base piece, which I know is going to go, I think this notch, it goes on here, so I think it goes like this. So let's get that done. In fact, I'm pretty certain it does. And I just had it, didn't I? That notch wants to go to the front actually. Okay, so we're going to want a little tab on here, I think, maybe underneath, I'm not 100% sure, and we want it going across here. It's going to be like our landing, and you want that hole here that I put glue in to be towards the front. Doesn't feel like it would fit right, does it? Goes almost like that, in which case there's nothing to hold that back piece. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, you would think it would be used to go like this, because that makes more sense. But it does show it covering that whole thing. Maybe this was meant to go in more. Oh, it's meant to be that side. Okay, so I had it wrong. It's meant to be this line here. So in which case then that would be right. Okay. Alright, come off, my friend. More clear. So it's this piece. Almost had it right. Like so. Then this piece is to the front, like so, and this one, well, kind of balancing a bit, isn't it? You want it to be straight as it can. Okay, leave it with me. Well, I did typical me. I recorded where I didn't think I was and did the opposite. So what I did was I put my steps in, evened this all up. I know that this isn't attached because I'm not sure. I then went and put paper on here twice. So you missed that, and I did a soft fold, meaning that I used the edge of the ruler to fold it on the wrong way, then I did it the right way in order to do it, but it didn't overly work. So I was just saying that I'm going to go and do this one from the with a hard fold instead, so I'm going to score it like I would normally. Now you want to make sure that this is going to go towards the top of your stairs, so Oh, let's not do it that way. That wouldn't work at all, would it? And then fold it into itself like it's like we were making the books. And you want it roughly to line up the best you can. And why I was doing the soft fold was allow for where the wood is, that you wouldn't want it attaching it. So you want to make sure that it's even with this edge. Like I say, I've left this as a kind of, I'm not sure what to do with it really, and I'm going to get this done and then come back, put this on and do the lights. So sorry you missed a bit there. It wasn't that interesting. I was just putting the steps on, making sure that was pretty even. There's still a little, if this is standing up, there's still a little bit of movement in there, but I think it's livable. Can't remember if I did this one now. Might as well just do it, mightn't I? But the dogs are all playing, so bear that in mind. You might hear a little bit of noise going on. They've just been outside, and one of my son's dogs is out there, the old one actually, and she's like waiting for me to go out and play ball with her in the snow. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, really? She'd probably be like one of the dogs I had in Utah, which loves would love me throwing snowballs and things like that, but the snow in Utah was many more inches than what we have, many more feet than what we have. Alright, so then going for the top one, the straight one, we know that. Then just go down, concertina it as best you can, trying to line up the edges so you don't go too crooked. Like I say, it's a bit difficult because you do need to allow for the runners. So I'm almost tempted to just fold it as we go. So I'm going to use Beacon for this. Do we need to play right now, guys? I'm trying to get things done. Now, we know it doesn't go all the way to the edges. Bear with me. Okay, let's see how we get on. So all I've done is I've run down a bead on the first 4 steps, making sure I get those edges. So I'm going to line it up at the top roughly in the middle, which goes basically away from where the stair edge is. Push this one back in, push this one back in, push that one back again because it came forward. And I've just done it for a few steps. And then I'm going to get the rest of them. I think they all want treats actually. They all jumped up like I'm going to give them some. They've had treats today. I don't think it works that way with pups. They're like, oh no, treat all around guys. Or play tug with me, which I could do for a really short amount of times. I find it very difficult on the older shoulders and arms, to be honest with you. And then the bottom one as well. And I'm thinking we're going to need a slight run along here, which might sort out what's going on the bottom. So down we go. Just make sure you push as far back as you can. Can't believe my soft fold didn't work. I thought it was going to be quite an ingenious idea, but no, not so much. And because there's nothing underneath it, it's kind of a bit tricky to know where it goes, where the paper's going to touch, and then we can get on with putting the lights on and we'll call it for today. Because tomorrow we are on the main part of the build, and also a part that, unless I can find it in another box, I am missing, and it's quite a vital part, and I don't think I'll have anything like it in my spares, but I will go and look. So I'm going to look for alternatives. But I don't know guys, we will see. Came in a separate bag, that's the worry, which I don't seem to have. Which is to do with the door. It's like the hardware for the door. Okay, let's stay inside. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be on the outside. So now Juliet doesn't know what to do because I've separated the dogs. Otherwise we'd never get this done. Okay, obviously this needs to go over some because it's showing a hole there. Okay, let me get that sorted. Okay, it's not perfect, but oh, it's not even sticking. Good time. It's not perfect, but it's done, I'm thinking. all sorts of walls with glue and everything else. Right, so, oh my goodness, that bottom one. Can you please pretend you want to stick, maybe? Okay. Right, so you want a bead you haven't, a light you haven't used before, and you also want, where are they? This one here. So this one is going to go through the holes in the stairs. So you can see that there's just a little hole here where the stair was there, where that gap was in the paper basically. And you're going to push this through. So you have two lights really close to each other, so I'm assuming, assumption is key, that there's going to be a wall or something in between. That would be the thought. And what you want to do is you want to stick it like so. Just double checking myself. Is it stuck? It does tell you to test the lamps, by the way, so if you haven't already. So yeah, it goes kind of like so. Oh, it's tricky to tell from the photo. Yeah, okay, like so. So we'll use B7000. She's going to cry in a minute, she wants covered up. But she's left the blanket on the other side of the room in her haste. So kind of at an angle, and then we do the other light and get the lights in position, which I can use Bondic for, so I might very well do that. So this one just stays here. Give it a minute. I mean, you're going to see the lights on these stairs, aren't you? Can't do odds with it. I don't think I've got particularly well in the corners on some of these. Yes, 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 I know. Hold you. Especially this bottom one. Atrocious. Atrocious, I tell ya. I don't know what I can do about it. It's like slightly too long, which is why it's not fitting very well. Maybe I could put it behind it. Are you going to stay? You want to stay? It's like, maybe. Okay. It's not even like I could put a clip on it. Okay, well, let's do its thing. That's okay. We'll get this one on instead. So what I'm going to do is put the B7000 on here first, so it's got time to get a bit more sticky. Around the hole. There's a hole in the end. Make sure that's towards the front when you do construct these stairs. I'm sure you would have done that. I don't think there's an easy way and a hard way to do these. Like, their way seems to be reasonably sensible in the sense of being able to make the small stairs and top stairs. It was just confusing for my head in reality. And pop these through the hole, which is now covered with glue. Probably should have put them through first. That's okay. We can do it. Put my hand in the other glue. Grab these wires out from the other side. Pull this in. Separate these wires so they don't join at the end with the glue. And have this on there. So I hold this one and this one, and I'll be back in a mo. Sticking with its own. Oh. Okay, and then what you want is to take your wires. I'm going to use Bondic for this, but you could use glue, just not super glue, and put them in. Just run them down the back of the inside on the stairs, which you're never going to see. A nice big piece of Bondic for me. You might have like a UV type of flux, I guess. I use this. I mean, I have heard lots and lots of reports about it leaking and things. I haven't had that overly. Every now and then, but I mean, most times I can keep it in the case and I don't overly have a problem, except for sticking my nail to it. and it's going to poke. You would think it would poke out this piece, but it doesn't. It just pokes out like so, really. Okay, the other thing I did to this, I did do one other thing, was I put a tiny bit of glue, very small, of B7000 on the shade over here, so that it kind of just attaches a bit more, so I can make sure that angle is good. And that's what we ended up with. So I knew this would go over the hour. I knew it was quite detailed, but let me let you know what we have coming up, because that's always exciting, especially this time, my friends, because we will talk about it in a moment. Right, all the lights we've done, so we've done quite a few. I actually think this one turned out okay, even though I did use totally different wire. It's not great. Oh, it's got a bit of movement still on it too. Interesting. Wow, shows how long bond it takes to dry. Got this one, which is probably fine to take off of. Oh, wires everywhere. That's what we end up with there. We have a little blue one. I'm very happy I found that bead. And that's what we've done for today, which doesn't look a lot, does it? But my goodness, it felt like a marathon. Alrighty, so we have coming up, we are starting on the main part of the build. This is quite often where instructions on this type of build get incredibly sketchy. It's a matter of looking for every tiny details. As I've had commented, I had a cloak on one of my builds, definitely put it in the wrong place, I just never spotted it in the photo, and they are so hard to catch. Anyway, to be quick, we are starting on the mainframe. We're going to be starting on walls. If you have the music box, which I don't, thank goodness, but if you have it, then installing that, and I'll show you where that goes. And we're going to be adding some windows and doing some bizarre things with windows, but we'll go into that at the time. We also make a beautiful like a church window. I think that would be beautiful. And we will then get to putting on some specialist pieces that I don't seem to have. So I'm hoping that I'm going to find the little pouch they were in, but it's not looking great. If not, then I will try and find an alternative. But I will, if we get that far, which I think we will, then I'll let you know, and then we start putting in all the furniture that we've built. And trust me, there's a lot. I'll try and remember to show you next time, but I don't want these wires all getting caught up either on various things. So, but yeah, quite happy with my stairs actually. I don't think they're perfect, I don't think they're terrible either. And bearing in mind that this side will go against a wall, I'm guaranteed, isn't it really? I think it's probably almost the first thing that will go in. Do they even show you that going in? But no, it goes in afterwards. Okay. Well, that's weird too. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at the pictures because they're already confusing to me. Okay. Do put any comments down. I will always get back to you. Do like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's great to have you following along. I know several people do follow along regularly, and I really appreciate every one of your comments. I do find them very helpful. Most of all, guys, do take care of you. Bye bye now.